Hey everyone, it's Wes at Main Street Office, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, Rich. Rich, introduce who you are and what you do, and we'll talk a little bit of acoustics after.
Sure. Well, I'm Richard Weiss. I'm with the Altitude Resource Group. We're an independent manufacturer rep for office furniture, interiors, and exteriors as well, site furnishings. Been doing this I've been a rep for over 30 years in the Rocky Mountain region.
That's awesome. And we've worked together for, I don't know, 20-ish years?
Almost 20 years at this point, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Rich is a great friend, so.
Yeah. You are as well.
That's awesome. Thank you. So, talking a little bit about what we do, our office podcast is Elevated Office Mindset, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about acoustics. Rich is a veteran in the industry, more or less, and we also want to just kind of address issues in the office, what acoustics need to be, what they should be looked at, and how people can use them.
So. Well, acoustics are important. Like ergonomics are important. The health of your employees are important. Everybody worries about, it used to be years ago, everybody was worrying about ergonomic chairs and whether they have wrist rests and monitor arms, and that's still all really important. The overall health of the employees, and for companies, I think they need to be focused on talent acquisition and talent retention, it's hard. You don't want your employees, after you train them, to go on to someplace else and go work somewhere else after you've trained them up and they're a valued employee that you have. So acoustics has become more and more prevalent. People have been working from home for a year or even two, and they're working from the dining room table or for a private office, and it's very quiet. The companies are wanting to come back to the office, and you got 50 people or 100 people. The noise levels rise significantly. A lot of employees have issues. The noise reverberates. Sometimes they have headaches, they get migraines, they can't concentrate. It's just too noisy. They feel like they're more effective at home. And companies need to address that, just like they need to address ergonomic seating and ergonomic monitor arms.
So let's say I'm one of the building owners and or businesses, and I'm here. Why would I even think about acoustics? Like, what could the employee do? Like what? Sure, I could lose a couple people, I'm sure, right?
Or they don't want to come into the office. They just want to work from home. So you lose that ability to collaborate. You think you can do that on a Zoom or a Teams call, and you really can't. You lose that connected tissue that binds the company together, which is creating a culture. And that culture is wanting to come to the work and finding out what your friend did and how did they go to the game and their son's baseball game that was last night. And you don't have those conversations, those fluid conversations that happen when you're meeting together in an office than you do when you're working from home, and everybody's working from home. So it's real important to be able to bring people back to the office, and employers need to be thinking about the acoustic levels, the volume of the noise inside, and that's why manufacturers are coming out with these pods and these booths to be able to work in. So if an employee needs to work on a spreadsheet or make a phone call, they can go in for a couple of hours, concentrate, come back out, and still be able to have that collective effort, the collective.
Great. So let's say even like as employees do come back, some people do, can they go to the HR department and potentially cause us problems too? Like if
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So as I said, they can come back and just simply say it's too noisy in the office. It's just too loud. So they need to, from a company standpoint, need to talk about how we can create sound absorption PET type products, put them on the wall, and either spruce up the office and make it look nicer and more homely, more warm, really, and just create a warmth to the office. And you guys are really good at being able to design that. You got some great interior designers on staff to be able to work with the dealers or to work with the end users to be able to create those spaces for them.
That's awesome. And we've done a fair amount of jobs with acoustics and or PET, right? But some cool things too are it doesn't just have to be a pod, right? You can use some acoustics hanging. You can kind of divide or delineate space.
Yep.
And even say some employees stay from home or work from home, and you want to help like you could even offer some of these for their home, depending on what that looks like, right?
It could be noisy at home. Could have kids and things of that nature. Just like for the people working from home, they still need instead of sitting on a dining room chair or at the dining room table, they probably need an ergonomic chair at home to be able to work on their laptop. So it's important that the ergonomics go from the office to the home, just like it's also important that the employee come to the office to be able to create that collective, to be able to have that community that binds everybody together, so you can share ideas and collaborate. There's no way to spitball. There's no way to have spontaneity in just business discussions on a Zoom. It doesn't happen. Yeah. People are multitasking. They're checking their phones. They're looking at emails while they're on the Zoom. They're scrolling. They're multitasking. We're a society of multitaskers at this point.
And something cool we've noticed is, I guess it's not cool, but ergonomics, most businesses don't actually teach employees how to sit correctly. And some people have ergonomists on site, right? Yeah. But the same thing should be done with acoustics. Someone should be teaching the business how to use them properly, as well as the areas to put them into, right? And then how employees should interact.
Well, that's where interior design comes in, right? That's where the interior designer is working hand in hand with your sales staff, working hand in hand with the end user to be able to create a cool space that's warm and inviting, but also is not loud. It's not disruptive. It's not distracting. They can still be effective. They can still have phone calls, and they might be on a conference call or a Zoom call with their client. They still have to have those spaces. Having a conference room that holds 12 or 16 people and have one person occupying it isn't a really good utilization of space. It's very expensive for an end user.
There's something really cool that's out, and I'd love to get a little bit of insight from you. What does NAP pod mean? What is that?
Neuron Activation Pod is a new product that actually came from Finland. The company's called Look. And they developed this really cool pod where people can lie in and in almost a 45-degree angle, and it vibrates at different frequencies. So if a person, maybe like a doctor who worked a 12-hour shift and is having to work extra long, they can go in there and for a 15 or 20-minute cycle that they need to rejuvenate, they can put it on that. So it vibrates at a certain frequency to be able to let someone get into a relaxed meditative state, but also rejuvenates them. Or someone who worked out really hard, but they still they got a full day of activity, they can go in, it's a different frequency for them that they would put on that they need to rejuvenate from working out.
Can you describe how it felt for you? Because you've done it, right?
I have. Yeah, it really kind of put you in a Zen type of state, like a meditative state. A lot of companies are using it now for their employees for wellness. It works really well. It's not a massage booth, if you will, or a massage table. It's a vibration. It's all new technology. It's really very cool.
That's awesome. We've got one that we want to get ordered and also take out. But as someone that meditates a lot and actually tries to practice, I can understand and appreciate it. So getting businesses to understand what that's like, it's just great to get a little insight.
Yeah, so. Southwest Airlines actually is testing it right now for all their pilot lounges around the country. Hospitals use it. Universities are using it. Coach Prime at Colorado University actually is, I understand they're considering it for their football team for concentrating to get scripting their plays, to get their players to understand the playbook so there are less penalties, less movement on the offensive line, or so they understand what the calls are. I mean, there's just lots of different ways to be able to bring wellness into the workplace, to be able to enhance and create that feeling where, hey, it's good to come to work.
Yeah. And that's kind of been lost with the whole COVID 2019, 2020. So it's great to understand ergonomics are a big part, acoustics are a massive part, and continuing to educate and or elevate your office space to be able to change.
Overall wellness.
Yeah, wellness.
Ergonomics is wellness, acoustics wellness, Neuron Activation Pod is wellness. This is all wellness for the employees, so that they feel like they want to come and work and that you're providing services to them. You're providing, like I said, a warm, inviting atmosphere. Not everybody has the budget to have their place look like Google or Alphabet or Apple, but you guys certainly have the tools now with great staff of interior designers to be able to create some really cool spaces.
Yeah, and with great partners like Rich and manufacturers that help support, it's a win-win. So
yeah, it's a partnership.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah.